All right. Welcome back, everyone. I'm just going to jump right into it because, as I was warning, a pullback is just starting. I don't think it's anywhere close to finished. And somehow we still see a lot of bulls out there telling their audiences to push the price up by buying more. But I'm going to go over the charts, cycles, and technical indicators to show that. Short term, yes, this could be a significant pullback, but um, pictures into the future again until the November 4th, the election, or I'm sorry, until the presidential election takes place. We won't have a clear answer to where the price is going. But like I was saying in my last video, people are already pricing in that I think Trump's going to win, and so everyone's trying to get into the whole Bitcoin just to see if they can get in before the masses, right? But the problem that I have with that theory is you're not waiting for confirmation; you're letting your emotions drive you. So, anyways, enough rambling. Let's just jump to it. All right, so we're looking at the MACD. There is some positive news here that the price is flatlining here, but it's not all the way perfect. So the idea here is that MACD wants to cross down, but it hasn't. So I wouldn't worry about this. This is still bearish. Um, we would need the bars to be significantly higher. So again, there's your November 1st. This is on the monthly, so that's why it's on the November. But really, the next bar will dictate if this continues up and this purple line pushes up. But I have a hard time seeing that. So let's continue on the chart itself. I explained to everyone on my last video, we have to break above this trend line. Yeah, we went above it, but we haven't confirmed that we're above it. We just pierced through it, but the price is again beneath it right now. It's at 66. I said 68 point something. I forget the exact number. That's what we want. We're not there, so therefore, don't worry, don't panic or whatever the hell. Just control your emotions, as I said on my last video. Unless if we break above this and we have a candle on top of this, then yeah, you can expect the price to go somewhere between 79 all the way to 98. That's the green zone that I have marked as the potential real top. But you can see Elliott wave is still solid on 81K being the final top, meaning that's the fifth wave. And then it's a collapse into the trough of 2026, which I've mentioned so many times throughout my videos. But, anyways, let's move on to the other areas. Okay, so this is the kitchen knives theory, which is basically rising wedges and falling wedges, except right here, there's so much going on that I just started marking wedges left and right. And so the way the theory goes is where the wedges intersect, price direction changes. So if you follow the lines that I use with the mouse, it's intersecting here. Look at the price. It began a different direction. Wedge intersects here. Look at the price. Began a descent. Look at this rising wedge intersection here. Price went up. So now we zoom in on what I found. There's two wedges here. Both seem to be active, but still, the big thing I said on my last video was we got to get across or above. I'm sorry, the green line to really wholeheartedly turn bullish. What we saw with the YouTubers, oh, excuse me, I'm stretching. What we saw with YouTubers telling their audiences to buy, and all this bullshit. I think it's all part of the emotional play, or I don't know how to best describe it, but it's basically they're not going based on charts. Most of these people are just are thinking like, oh, you better get in now, or you're gonna fucking regret it. And I'll say the same, that you better get in, but I'll say you better get in once we're above the line, because once we're above the line, quite frankly, if we go to 80 or 80 or let's say 90,000, you have all of this room to the upside. So I don't understand why you're risking it by trying to get in before we're above it. You're basically not waiting for confirmation, which is it's a very basic principle. So anyways, on with the show. We haven't broken above that green line that I put on my last video, so therefore there's nothing to worry about here, nothing at all. But then there's another wedge here, and the funny part is this wedge that I marked in like tail also ends in November. I'm sorry, in December, Christmas Eve. I'll say it like that, in Christmas Eve for the U.S. And then the rising wedge is on the same. It's on the Christmas Eve. That's when the lines intersect. So something fucking big is expected to happen here. Don't ask me what, because I don't know. I just know that when I've never in if I go back into the charts, I don't think I've ever had, yeah, I've never had two wedges converge on the same date, and I don't know what that means. It could mean nothing, but so far, where look again, where the wedges converge or the lines intersect, price direction changes. Lines intersect, price direction changes. Wedge lines intersect, price direction changes. But we have two here. I have no fucking clue what this means. I just know it's something to keep note of. But anyways, um, like I said, not worried. I haven't done anything because I'm in a wait and see mode. And let's move on. So on this one, like I explained on the last video as well, just because we see the lighter bars does not 100% guarantee that this bitch is gonna turn upward. Um, what happened in the past? We had three lighter bars here as well, and then all of a sudden there was a massive drop. And right now, what we have in a significant way, it's what we call a bearish divergence. Basically, the MACD on the 2 week is on a death cross, but the price hasn't really followed suit. So what I mean by this is you see the 2 week golden cross of the MACD, and it was an upside, and then the price followed. Right now, this suggests that we should be in a downtrend, but the price is refusing to go lower. So this is a bearish divergence. And yeah, so okay, so on this system I covered last video as well. I said long term with the Kendall report indicators, these are the Bob Kendall indicators that I purchased. Longer trend, it's still down. You can see right here. This is pointing into December. They're down. These are the short-term ones, so that's fine. But I look at these two specifically for my own sanity. They're both down. They're projecting more downside. So I just go heavily up by that, and then I try to see what I can find here. Now you'll notice I mark in these 3 days, March, November, then April. These are specific dates according to the chart system I have here, where if I have the MACD, the ChatGPT indicator, and this indicator aligning in a certain way, then that is a confirmation of a top. You can see right here, I know some of you say, oh, that's not a top, we're in the middle. Yes, but is it the middle going down, or is it the middle pausing and trying to go back up? So that's why I need a bunch of indicators and charts. I do not rely on one setup. You all know this if you follow my work from TradingView. If you see all my videos, you'll see that I never rely on one chart or setup because I take like a consensus. The majority of the indicators, cycles, and whatever have to be in agreement. So anyways, moving on to this one, same exact principle. Zoomed in. Yeah, we pierced it. Fuck, let me zoom in even more because I know there's some of you that are fucking blind. We pierced it here. We pierced it here. What does that mean? That means absolutely jack shit because we haven't closed above the line. So until we close above the line, honestly, I've said it before, there's nothing to celebrate and there's nothing to jump around for. Now, again, this my, wrong tool. It should have been the highlighter. There we go. I've said this is this is this, but we're waiting for the presidential election. I think, and I've said it before, that that will be the final thing that's people are waiting for in order to make a big decision of liquidate everything or go all in balls deep. Now, I'm gonna add a twist here. I think in the last 2 or 3 days, Kamala, the Democrat, made a few comments that are pro crypto. And so I don't know what her angle is, but her friends like Elizabeth Warren and AOC and a few other people, they don't necessarily like Bitcoin because it takes away their capability to tax people in order to be able to, their welfare state. Now, I'm speaking here as a libertarian because I don't believe in Republicans and I also don't believe in Democrats. I believe Democrats, it's a death by 1,000 cuts, and on the Republican side, death by a bullet to the head. So libertarians just take the best out of both sides. So that means there are things I like from the Democrats and there are things I like from the Republicans. But my point here is this: I don't know why Kamala all of a sudden is trying to be pro Bitcoin. I don't know. I don't understand what her angle is here. But she made a few comments recently, and I wonder if that's why the damn price rallied because a lot of the Democrats that are listening to her say, "Oh, so she's not going to tax us to oblivion. She's not going to tax what's called unrealized gains. Like before you fucking sell it, you're already paying taxes." And so I'm not so sure why that happened, to be quite honest with everyone. I don't keep up with a lot of the news, but that one stood out to me when I read it. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyways, we're still within the lines. And so I've said it before, until we get past the November, or if we get above the lines, you stay put. In my opinion, you wait. If we do break above it, and then yeah, you can buy here, but look at the upside. It's fucking huge. So who cares? But then what if you buy and the fucking price collapses? Then well, I don't want to say you look like an idiot, but I'll say like you fucked up because you didn't wait for confirmation. Okay, so I'm gonna close this one out. 12 minutes. Okay, so on this one, I said it on my last video. Let me close this out here. Um, there we go. This is in a sell, barely entry sell. So this one remains at a bit of a sell. So that means the higher the price tries to push, the stronger the sell signal becomes. Even though right underneath it you have this indicator saying that you've bottomed and you're going to turn, that indicator can continue going lower, as you can see. But funny enough, again, everything points to the election. From what I can tell, and I'm going to make a bit of a prediction, it seems like I don't like that everyone is piling in right now trying to get ahead of the election. I think that's a mistake. I think we should expect a massive surprise on the election. Like right now, I see all the polls and all the news stations are saying Trump has got a significant lead. I'm inclined to agree, but I don't believe it, if that makes any sense. I'm inclined to agree that he is ahead, but I don't believe that the powers that be will let him win. So you can make whatever you want of that comment, but again, I'm only going because we continue to see a sell signal on the monthly, which is extremely powerful signal to see. You don't often see those. So when you see the sell signal on a monthly, that's something you got to take fucking serious. In other words, I really don't want to say it because, okay, so here, the swing trading setup, I covered it and I said it on my last video. I said, we went out of bound. We're going to slingshot back in. We're barely starting to move back in. This indicator and the MACD have crossed. This indicator is basically setting the stage. So the stage is just about set. So I should rephrase that. The stage is set for a reversal on the price from this point for the, I want to say, the next few days perhaps we'll see the price reverse, even though if you watch any YouTube channel, a shit ton of people are super bullish. I would venture to guess there's only a very very few people that are bearish, like very far few in between. I'm probably one of them, but I'm just going by my indicators that I've tweaked and tuned for the last I want to say almost a year now, and I took classes on this. So um, I'd like to think that the indicators and the chart setups remove all emotions and they're like, fuck what you think, just see what we're telling you. And right now the indicators are telling me this one, to summarize it, the momentum is about to stall. The price action red line is starting to turn down. And so this topping tells me the stage is now set for a potential strong reversal that a lot of these bulls don't see coming. And I explained that in my last video. Yes, we're still at 67,000, all that mumbo jumbo. Yeah, that's fine. But unless if we break above that line, there's nothing to be celebrating or nothing to be happy about. There just isn't. You can't get in the happy stage yet until that happens. And yeah, so far this setup has called it again. It basically says we have to go back. So let me try something really quick with you all here, just so you guys can see how this fucking system works. And let me move this like this. Okay, so watch right here. This indicator topped and it said you're done. Look at the fucking reversal and look at the indicator. Then the indicator again went to here and it says you've topped. Then it pulled you back down to this area, which is here. It topped right here, and this is where I had called the top on one of my videos when I think I started posting on YouTube as well. See, the price dipped, price went up, and I said we're probably gonna go back down. We did. I was off by one fucking day. You guys saw me when I did this. I was off by one day. And right now we're back at it again. We're at a sell. We're up here. So I'm expecting the price to resume a downward push. And it's just solely, what the hell? Whoops, I closed both. There it is. I'm expecting the price to resume more downside. So anyways, yeah, I'll close this one out. I think by now you all should understand that I follow my own charts. So again, with the pyramid or the time cycles here, this on the right side, topped, ready to turn, topped, ready to turn, topped, ready to turn, topped, ready to turn, and top. So all the indicators on the right have topped. Here, this one again, unless we breach that big ass line, we're probably going down. So until we break it, you're not going to see me talk about buying or whatever. I don't care. It's just, why risk it when you don't have confirmation? It's just like, it's not worth it to me. And you'll say, but you're missing out. Sure, I'm missing out on a little bit. I'm not going to miss out on a lot because I got back in through here, and my last purchase was around here. I did not buy anything this whole rally up until we got around here. I started selling my positions. So if you don't believe me, go back to my videos around these date ranges, and you'll see me telling you guys this is where I'm buying. But I didn't buy a lot. Don't think like, oh, this fucker's rich. No, I bought enough because I'm an investor and I have a regular 9 to 5 job, a blue collar worker, and I also have a business on the side. So I am not one of those people that I'm gonna be fucking trading leverage. I bought, and stopped buying, and I let this bitch play out. And up here, my chart said you should start selling. I did. I didn't sell everything. I think I mentioned a few videos ago. I think I closed out about 50% of my position, probably 55 ish. And so I'm just letting the other half ride. And once I see this, if it breaks above with confirmation, then I'll probably put more money back in. Otherwise, I can continue selling and I'll still be in the green because I bought way the fuck down here. So this is why I'm saying, got to be patient, people. Anyways, as of right now, we haven't broken the line, so you don't see me excited about anything. Indicators on the right are still all topped out. All right, indicators here, just to summarize. I'm trying to go quick. No real signal except, like I said, the weekly had that dragonfly doji, which explains why the price surged. But again, bigger time frames are still bearish. And now we move on to the dollar briefly. I'm not going to stick on the dollar, but you can see when I called the dollar bottom right here, I said it looks like it's a strong buy. And look, this bitch went from 100 to 103. Now you're thinking, wow, that's so little. It's barely moving. If you were trading this with options, you're sitting pretty right now. Anyways, the higher the dollar goes, the more likely that gold, silver, and crypto are going to get hit. And so the dollar right now is close, I want to say past the midway point to its next top, but that's assuming it's going to top here where I have this like line. But if you look at the right side is the alternative. The right side is that the dollar breaks through this line and it'll fucking keep going, which that will be destructive. So no need to talk about this. The dollar has fully bottomed on this one, so we're waiting for the dollar to do a comeback, and that's another reason why I'm kind of not so bullish on Bitcoin, because the dollar's getting ready to make a massive fucking destructive comeback. On this one, give me a second. I gotta stretch, people. Okay. Um, on this one, there's not much except again the MACD is the big thing to look at. It's still down, but again, I'm not too worried here. So there's nothing really new to cover on this one. All right, there is on this one. So in my last video, I mentioned so many people think this is a bull flag. And I even have a friend who had this fucking thing. I'm not gonna put you on the spot, man. I'm just gonna say you have this, and somehow and you know who you are if you're watching this, bro. You fucking told me it's a bull flag food look, and I told you how the fuck can you ignore this Pierce, and this big ass Pierce, and let's not forget the top Pierce, and then this top. You cannot ignore them. He said, no, it's a bull flag. He was all fucking, oh, he still is. He's like, that's a bull flag, man. I'm like, yes, but you're ignoring the counts. It's like you're an Elliott wave. If you say A, B, and then it's going to start a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not how Elliott wave works. Elliott wave would say A, B, and then a C final correction. What we have here is I kept saying, this looks like the jaws of death. And if it is a jaws of death, the downside fucking puts us down here in the fucking 43,000. Now I know some of you are saying, get the fuck, there's no way. I'm like, okay, fine. Yeah, I'll give you bulls one little line ray of hope right here like this. That could be it. But if that's the case, that's still bearish because if I do this and this, that's a fucking rising wedge. I'm not gonna keep drawing the lines to see where they converge, but that's still a rising wedge. So what this means is we can drop to this point right here, which is 59 or 60. That's all it means. Now, if it breaks below that, then this bitch can go all the way down to this jaws of death bottom and in the 40s. Just remember I said that because it's like I can't believe my friend was trying to show me this is a bull flag. I'm like, where? How? The counts are not even there. The bull flag is A, B, I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, and then up, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then up. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is not a fucking flag. I don't know why so many people keep saying that shit. Anyways, you can see the MACD here is already weakening and beginning to stall out. So it goes back to my point. This stage is now set for a proper reversal, and we're just waiting to see how big it's going to get. The indicators here are saying the same. A sell beginning to turn down, still at the top turning. This one's already turning. This one's beginning to turn. This one is getting ready to turn down, which means it's barely begun. I would say the target would be 63 if we were to use the 50-day moving average as a support. 63, but still the downside, it seems like it's likely now. It could be that it's just going to down and then quickly bounce back up. I can see that happening. But we're at that stage where I said it's either a B and then a downward, or from here we move into the fifth wave. So it's one or the other. We're at that point right now. So I think November is going to say whether we rally to the fifth, or November is going to say we continue the descent into the C, which is not the terrible. It'll just bring us down to 30, but I'm not there yet because this C is all the way out until 2025. So don't think this is end of the year. No. Okay, let's close this out. On this one, like I said last time, let me see right here. I said this one was giving us a couple thousand upward push. I think it's there, but it's like I don't know. I don't see how this shit is gonna play out because we have too many bigger time frame signals that are bearish. Now Renko is ready to roll, baby. Renko has topped, topping, topped, topped, topping, about to top, and then top. So we got like 80% of the indicators ready to go, baby. They're like ready to turn. So that means there could be one more push to the upside, but this is getting ready to turn to the other side, to the bearish side. With the MACDs, the 12-hour has not crossed down. It's still in an upward push, so that's bullish for the bulls. But there is a weaker bar on the 12-hour, which is the initial signal that the reversal is incoming. So we'll see. So long story short, um, I'm not excited about this until I see this line broken. And I know by now so many YouTubers are now talking about this line. It just makes perfect sense. But um, in my opinion, nothing matters until we break that line. Like you should not be going all in unless if we break that line, then you can go in. But even then, I need to see the charts to see what they tell me. So to summarize this video, the stage is now set for a potential reversal that a lot of people don't see coming, except the charts here are telling us they are. So let me see if I can open up that and then on the swing trading setup. Yeah. So the stage is set for a pullback. At the worst case, I would say right now it's 62K because that's the pivot number, 62,000. And we would still be bullish if we stop at 62 and then from there we bounce. But this here, the fact that we're getting right there tells me that we're at a topping stage with momentum, and the price action is getting ready to go back down, and we have the ChatGPT indicator already down, and then we have this right here getting ready to cross down, and this one was out of bounds, so it slingshots back in. And the one thing I'm always very concerned about, and I say this often, is this fucking tunnel. I hate the tunnel in this case because theoretically, if we spike and then we hit 71, then this bitch is gonna go down hard. Every time we've had a tunnel, it's never ended well for whoever's doing leverage trading. If you're not on the right side, the tunnel can destroy you. I'm not a trader yet. That's the whole reason of this swing trading. I'm trying to perfect it. I said it on my last few videos that I'm at. I want to say I'm at 80% accuracy with this system alone. I want to get to closer to 90 so that I know that when I make trades using this in the future, it's there with conviction. So right now, the system remains, we're going to do a drop that people really aren't expecting. I would say the low point is probably 62, so it's not that bad, but it is a reversal nonetheless. So that's the initial target. Let me see if there's a better view somewhere. Um, where are we at? 600. So we're at 66, 994, 67. Yeah, the price is moving like fucking crazy. That was at 66. Now it's at 67. So the price is moving pretty erratically right now. Like it's crazy, but nonetheless, the indicators are saying down. So I don't necessarily have a target right now. I'll just say like this: we should not go below 62K. If we do, we're in deep shit, all of us. Well, maybe the traders, but I'm an investor, so maybe that'll be my re-entry. But either way, I'm not necessarily worried about this. All right, I got about a minute left before I hit 30 minutes, people. And yeah, I'm trying to really find like if there's a way I can give you guys a more a price target, because so far I've been able to nail price targets, but right now I don't have enough information that tells me where. Like I don't have a pattern or anything here. There's no pattern. There's nothing. It's just the indicators are saying it's exhausted and it's got to turn back down. So I think 63, if I use the 50-day moving average line, the blue one, 63.4, and at the worst 62. If we break 62, this red line and the blue line are going to create what's called a death cross, which will accelerate the price to the downside. So really, I think I'll leave the video at that. You do not want to go beneath 63,400. If you do, and that's already a bad sign, the next line of support is 62,000 flat. You go beneath 62,000 flat, um, we're now at risk of this bitch going way, way further down because then we'll get a death cross here. Yeah, I think I'll leave the video there. But either way, it doesn't change. The stage is now set for a potential downturn that a lot of people don't see coming, but somehow all the bulls are raging that gotta get in, dog. You gotta get in. I'm like, wait for my only thing that I keep repeating is wait for fucking confirmation, people. Fuck. Anyways, good luck, people.